Good morning. My name is Joe Macheko. I'm co-leading this service this morning as worship associate. Our service leader this morning is John DeGreve. Welcome to our special space. At the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of the Quad Cities, we welcome all people into our beloved community of whatever age, race, class, ethnicity, physical ability, sexual orientation, gender identity, or religious background. We welcome especially those joining us for the first time. We live stream our services, and those recordings are then saved in our UUCQC YouTube channel. If you do not wish to appear in these recordings, you may sit under the owl's nest near the bookcases. We invite everyone to join us downstairs after service for coffee, snacks, and conversation. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you, Liz and the Chalice Chimes. Good morning. No, good morning. My name is John DeGreve, and I am the chair of the Religious Services team, and I'll be your service leader today. I'd like to read a reading from Rebecca Emiston Lang entitled, "Come Into This Place," as our opening words today. Come into this place which we make holy by our presence. Come in with all your vulnerabilities and strengths, your fears and anxieties, loves and hopes, for here you need not hide, nor pretend, nor be anything other than who you are and are called to be. Come into this place where we can touch and be touched, heal and be healed, forgive and be forgiven. Come into this place where the ordinary is sanctified, the human is celebrated, the compassionate is expected. On the front of today's order of service, under the cartoon, is a quote that I'd like you to pay attention to. It's from Lynn Snyder, and it says, "Let go of the past. It's so difficult for starting new to bring the past with you. Now new beginnings," I should put my glasses on, excuse me, I'm not reading this today. Better. New beginnings require moving forward and letting go of those roadblocks. Remember that beautiful things grow out of mud and dirt so that you can let go of whatever baggage you're holding on to and learn from it. 2 weeks ago from John DeGreve, we learned about mud and lotuses. You have to have both to have them work. Today we will continue our path of self-discovery and transformation that John DeGreve and I have started over this summer. Change is constant. We are changing all the time, so the question is not if we are going to change. The question may be, are we attentive to the changes that are occurring? We invite you today to join with us as we continue our journey. Please join with me as Joe lights the chalice with the chalice lighting words. We light this small fire under a vast and intricate universe. Somewhere a star collapses, a seed splits open, a new element is glimpsed. Here we notice our own small corner of that mystery. Let this flame remind us that asking how things work is also a kind of awe. Now I invite you to stand in body or in our spirit for our opening song, number 188 in the grain hymnal, "Come, Come, Whoever You Are."
This is a round, and we haven't done this in a while, so I will play the tune through once. If you would sing the whole tune once through, and then we can do the round, those who know how to do it.
remain standing. And in the spirit of love and fellowship, let us acknowledge the holy in our midst by briefly greeting those around us, especially those that we do not know. Come up for a little story. Young and young at heart. Good morning. My name is John, in case you don't know that. I'm glad to meet you this morning. I need your help. I need to identify what color these crayons are, and I need you to say it all at one time. So what color is this one? Green. Green.
And everyone else green.
That's true. How about this one? Blue. How about this one?
Red.
There's the story behind that. So that introduces us to today's story, Red. A story of a crayon. Next slide, please. Red was told that he was red because the paper around him said he was red. And he tried to be red. His teacher, it was out of a new box of crayons that they just opened for the school, and he was mislabeled. But they asked him to draw red things. So his teacher asked him to draw strawberries. Next slide, please. They became blue because he wasn't red. And the other crayons kept saying things like, sometimes I wonder if he's really red at all. Don't be silly, it says red on his label. He came that way from the factory. He's just not trying hard enough. He's not applying himself to be red. Have you heard that before? Next slide, please. So he practiced and practiced and practiced. He drew hearts, cherries, red fox, even red toenails, to no avail. One of the crayons, the yellow crayon, offered to help him out and says, if we combine our colors, we could draw a big orange circle. They did that. The yellow and blue went together and created a lime. It didn't work. But one of the other crayons drew a sailboat. Next slide, please. And that sailboat needed water underneath it. And that crayon talked red into drawing the sea. And lo and behold, it was blue. It was what it was supposed to be. And for the first time, the red crayon finally knew who he was supposed to be. Next slide, please. He continued to draw. Get the book here. He drew bluebells and blue jays and blueberries and a blue whale and blue jeans. And he was so excited about being blue that he drew the sky. So the story is, even though you may be labeled red and you're not, to take the time to discover who you are. And that's what we hope that you do downstairs. We want you to stay here for a moment while we sing the song that we normally sing as you walk out, so you can see and hear the words that we do use. Now's the time to find your way. Here's where you start. May the love and peace illuminate the pathway your heart. Learn to grow in all you do. See joy in everything you do. Let awe and wonder guide you through. And find the light that is in you. Thank you much for your attention. Now to your classrooms. Thank you. Well, she's got it.
Good morning. I'm Maureen Bennett, a member of the Pastoral Care Team. As we gather today, we pause to reflect on what lies in our hearts. In this time of sharing, we take a moment to recognize our own personal sorrows and joys, to read from the book of Joys and Sorrows, those personal life events you have chosen to share with us. A joy. On behalf of all attendees, we wish to thank Darcy Anderson, Diane Kinsner, Melanie Landa, and their esteemed kitchen crew for their contribution to the Time and Talent fundraiser for a wonderful evening last Tuesday, a tour of the historic Renwich Mansion, followed by a fabulous harvest supper and a true feast for the soul. Ashley says to keep all kids and teenagers in prayer for their first day of school. James says yesterday was Emily's 94th birthday. Anything online in Joys or Sorrows?
Nothing online, no.
Well, there's more concerns, but I haven't gotten to that yet. Okay. I'll get there.
There's nothing online right now.
Mine's actually one of the sorrows.
I'm getting to that.
Yeah, you said James.
Oh, well, I've got a sorrow for you. I got a sorrow for you too. Okay. Anything online?
No, there's nothing online
Okay, thank
right
you.
now.
Taryn asks, concern for Joselie Walter as she goes into surgery to remove a tumor on August 27th in Iowa City. I'm asking for concern for Chase, a young Iowa state trooper who was shot this week while responding to a domestic violence call. May his healing continue. And then James says, my cat is very sick and she's having surgery on the 2nd. For all that has been shared and for what remains in the quiet sanctuary of our hearts, we are grateful. Let us become aware of the energy that brings us together in this beloved community as we share a time of silent meditation. May we open our minds and hearts to a place of quiet, to a silent prayer for the healing of pain and the comfort of love. Following our silent meditation, we'll enter into a time of musical meditation when you are invited to come forward and light a candle. May we discover a sense of peace and fulfillment in the quiet, in the music, in the light, and in this community.
I invite you to join with me in the responsive reading number 442 in the Gray Hymnal. We bid you welcome, who come with weary spirit seeking rest.
Who come with troubles that are too much with you, who come hurt and afraid.
We bid you welcome, who come with hope in your heart.
Who come with anticipation in your step, who come proud and joyous.
We bid you welcome, who are seekers of a new faith.
Who come to grow and explore, who come to learn.
We bid you welcome, who enter this hall as a homecoming.
Who have found here room for your spirit, who find in this people a family.
Whoever you are, whatever you are, wherever you are on your journey, we bid you welcome.
This congregation is a theologically diverse religious community with membership open to all who are in accord with our values, mission, and vision. Our congregation is entirely self-governed through the democratic process. One of the privileges of our free church tradition is to provide all of the financial support for our many ministries from among ourselves. Generosity, therefore, is one of the spiritual values we recognize as central to our personal and our institutional well-being. This month's undesignated plate offering will go to Quad City Interfaith, a coalition of congregations and community groups that come together to build local leadership and address issues in the greater Quad Cities area, working to bring about justice and human dignity locally and regionally. As the ushers come among you to accept the gifts of this congregation, please be as generous as you are able. For all the gifts of time and treasure that you give to this congregation, with sincere gratitude, we thank you.
I want to begin this morning's reflection with a cartoon. It's on the front of your order of service. It appeared in the New Yorker magazine, and it was by Joe Dador. It's one of those cartoons that take a moment to land. I realized it when it was printed on the order of service, they forgot the tagline underneath it. It shows two children sitting on a floor of a children's room surrounded by toys. One looks at the other and asks, "What do you want to be when you give up?" What do you want to be when you give up? We're so used to hearing a different question, what do you want to be when you grow up? We may have misread it at first. You didn't have that opportunity. It wasn't there. Supplying the expected word other than the one that is there. What do you want to be when you give up? I admit that I first appreciated the cartoon because of its sense of humor. I liked its edge and the way that it named something we recognize that many of our childhood dreams, for all kinds of practical reasons, are never realized. We did not become astronauts or professional athletes or movie stars or any number of other things that may have captured our imaginations when we were young. What do I want to be when I give up? Some of the fanciful and unrealistic goals of my childhood. But not everyone shares or should share my taste for this kind of humor. And as I sat at with this month's Soul Matters theme of becoming, I began to see more generous and life-giving reason why the cartoon stays with me. Let me begin by sharing a few words that point us in that direction. Ralph Waldo Emerson wrote, "To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment." Brene Brown wrote, "To set down those lists of what we're supposed to be is brave. To love ourselves and support each other in the process of becoming real is perhaps the greatest single act of daring greatly." Albert Schweitzer wrote, "The path of awakening is not about becoming who we are, rather it's unbecoming who we are not." Together, these voices ask us to hear the cartoon not as a joke about defeat, but as an invitation to release what is false so that what is real can emerge. First, becoming myself, or coming to see and understand myself more clearly, is a worthy goal, and perhaps one of the primary tasks of life. Second, the task of becoming myself requires giving up some things. Schweitzer even suggests that giving up the expectations and aspirations of someone I am not may be the heart of the work. We are who we are, and when we begin to clear away what is false or imposed by merely expected, then, as the poet Derek Walcott put it, we may greet yourself arriving at your own door. Brene Brown calls it becoming real, bravely setting down those lists of what we're supposed to do, supposed to be. Emerson said it's the greatest accomplishment to be yourself. So now think of that cartoon again. What do you want to be when you give up? What do you give up trying to become who you are not? When you give up checking the list of what you're supposed to be, when you give up worrying about the world urging you to be someone other than who you are, what do you want to be when you give up? This helps me understand what can sound at first like a contradiction in the message we offer here in this congregation. On one hand, we say, and we mean it, when visitors come and new members, we say, you are accepted exactly the way you are. Be yourself. Bring your whole self here. You are enough. You are blessed. You are loved now, just as you are. All true. And then, almost in the same breath, we speak of deepening connections, nurturing spiritual growth, and opening ourselves to transformation. Not only in society, but also within our own lives. Does that make sense? We accept you as you are, and we invite you to grow and change and be transformed. Reverend Aaron White down in Dallas at the First Unitarian Church used to say that, we love you just the way you are, now change. Perhaps it's not a contradiction at all, as our Greek philosopher friends remind us that change is the only constant. Things change, we change. So the question is not whether we will change, but whether we will pay attention to the changes that are already taking place. Are we mindful of them? Are we reflective enough to help guide them so that we may understand ourselves more fully and respond to the world around us in ways that point us towards our highest aspirations? When we sang, "Come, come, whoever you are," we mean that. There are no prerequisites for you entering this community. You do not have to arrive finished or polished or certain or already transformed. And we also know that whoever you are is not fixed or finished. Come as you are, even as you continue discovering who you are. Come as you are and join us in the exploration. That's why in our Unitarian Universalist values, we speak of the acceptance of one another and the encouragement to spiritual growth. We accept one another where we are, knowing that we are always in the process of becoming, or as Schweitzer's language, unbecoming who we are not, so that we may more fully be who we are. But lest we imagine that this is passive, as if being ourselves simply happens without effort, these writers also remind us that it's work. To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. To set down these lists of what we're supposed to be is brave. To love ourselves and support each other in the process of becoming real is perhaps the greatest single act of daring greatly. A brave and daring accomplishment. The path of awakening is about unbecoming who we are not. A path, not a destination, not a place where we arrive once and for all, but a way to travel. This is work, ongoing work. We engage this work throughout our lives. We accept who we are, we accept you as you are, and we invite you into the work of discovering who you are and who you are becoming. I love the words of Rebecca Edston Lang that I read in the welcoming this morning. Here you need not hide, nor pretend, nor be anything other than who you are and are called to be. That pressure is real. We would not need to say, here you need not hide, nor pretend, nor be anything other than you are meant to be, if there were not forces around us and sometimes inside of us that urge us to hide, to pretend, and to become something other than ourselves. There would be no reason for the story like Red about the mislabeled crayon if there were not pressure to be red even when one is self-evidently blue. There would be no reason for Derek Walcott to write about greeting yourself at your own door and loving the stranger who was yourself if there was not pressure to ignore our true selves in pursuit of another ambition, another aspiration, and those persistent lists of who we are supposed to be. There is real pressure to be who you are not. It takes work to discover who you are, and then to remember that we never discover it once and for all. We do our best to travel faithfully along the path of awakening, and that is work. That journey is strengthened by community, a community of people who recognize and support one another along the way, a community of people seeking to love ourselves and support each other in the process of becoming real. As Brene Brown writes, the theologian Howard Thurman offers another way of saying it. Do not ask what the world needs. Ask what makes you come alive and go for it. because the world needs people who have come alive. Ask what makes you come alive, which is another way of saying find out who you are. Thurman is not telling us to ignore the world's needs. Rather, he is warning us against turning what the world needs into yet another list of what we're supposed to be. That too can become another way the world, or our idea of the world, tries to make us into something other than who we are. Thurman is saying, and I think this is also what we are saying as a congregation, that the world needs you. The more deeply you understand what makes you come alive, not what is supposed to make you come alive, the more fully you can offer your gifts to the world. Maybe it's not red strawberries that make you come alive, but blueberries. Maybe it's not red foxes, but blue whales. Maybe it's not red cardinals, but blue jays. Here you need not hide, nor pretend, nor to be anything other than who you are and are called to be. And the world needs you as you are and who you are called to be. So think one last time about the cartoon. What do you want to be when you give up? What do you want to be when you give up trying to become who you are not? What do you want to be when you give up hiding, pretending, striving, or becoming anything other than who you are and who you are called to be? Maybe the invitation is not to give up on life or hope or purpose. Maybe the invitation is to give up the false selves that we've been carrying, the narrow expectations we have inherited, and the exhausting work of pretending. And when we do, we may find, not all at once, but little by little, that we have been accompanied all along by ourself, who has trusted as we meet. Give back your heart to itself, to the stranger who has loved you all your life, the stranger who knows you by heart. May it be so. Please rise in body and or spirit for our closing song, number 318, in the gray hymnal, We Would Be One. Thank you. You may be seated. Be seated for a few announcements. If you have an announcement for a Sunday service, please send it to the office by noon on Thursday before the service. Our first announcement is, what is a connection circle? Are you interested in joining a small group of seekers? Then connection circles might be just what you're looking for. Connection circles meet once a month, September through May. The circles use the monthly theme from our Soul Matters curriculum and are intended to create a safe place for conversation and sharing among small group community of UU participants. John DeGreve and Linda Pratt. Jan, Linda's back there. All right. They're gathering information from those who would like to participate in a circle to allow for planning on how many circles to create. So please see Jan or Linda after the service if you are interested or have some question about connection circles. The next announcement is from me. It's about the religious services team. We're looking for a few new team members. We are a team that provides the lay-led Sunday services for half of the church year. If you are interested in finding out more about being a worship leader or a worship associate, please see me after service. And we don't just stick you out on the pond. We mentor you and help you along the way if you're interested in doing that. And finally, let me draw your attention to additional announcements that are printed on the back of the order of service. Time to put the light up. As Joe extinguishes our chalice, let us join together in unison the chalice extinguishing reading from Barbara Cheatham. It's entitled Bring Happiness, and it's got a typo in it. The third line is into another's life, not asterisk question mark. Okay. And now we take our leave. Before we gather here again, may each of us bring happiness into another's life. May each of us rise by the gifts that surround us, and may each of us be enlivened by constant curiosity. Joe and I would like to thank you for being here today with us and continuing our journey of self-discovery. Our closing words today are from Michelle Collins. New beginnings rarely arrive at once. They gather slowly like the light before sunrise. So go into your week trusting the next step more than the whole path, the small stirring more than certainty, and may you find rhythm in the ordinary, courage in the small start, and may you always remember that life is always becoming and you can always travel anew. Please be seated for the postlude.